Today I'm managing Chelsea with all their new transfers, including their biggest signing of the summer. And no, I'm not talking about Morgan Rogers, but I'm talking about their new manager, Xabi Alonso. Finally, Chelsea's American owner, Todd Bowley, has made a good decision. Now, this is the squad Xabi Alonso is going to be working with here at Chelsea. Of course, he's not going to be working with the quality like he had at Real Madrid. This is still good. Players like Cole Palmer, Caicedo, Reece James. And I feel like Xabi Alonso will have more freedom with this Chelsea team. Tactically, he'll be able to do whatever he wants. No player will be bigger than him. That was the big problem at Madrid. He couldn't enforce his three-at-the-back system that won him everything for Bayer Leverkusen. I think he can now do that here at Chelsea. And I think that would be his first task, figuring out a way to get a fluid three-at-the-back system that works with the players they have. And possibly this is how it could look like. João Pedro up top, Morgan Rogers and Cole Palmer playing that cam position. Honestly, on paper, this attack looks absolutely solid. Then you've got Enzo Fernandez as well as Caicedo in the midfield holding the fort. A lot of rumors linking Fernandez to Real Madrid. Already Cucurella has gone that way. But I feel like now Madrid are looking for Rodri, so we might be able to hold on to Enzo for another season or so. In the defense, Lacroix has just been signed. You've got Reece James with the experience. Robert Sanchez in goal is okay. Estevao is playing on that right side. Normally, this would be a disaster because he's not going to track back all that much. But I think Alonso needs to come in with a solution to get Estevao involved because he's such a supreme talent. It's going to be difficult with players like Palmer and Morgan Rogers also needing to get game time week in, week out. But surely there's a solution Xabi Alonso can think of. And that's kind of why I've got Reece James playing as like a wide back to give cover for Estevao. I've put Caicedo on that side as well, kind of playing as more of a deep line playmaker and defending more. Maybe that can allow Estevao a bit more freedom to link up with Palmer and just attack forward. But that does mean on the other side, Chelsea are gonna need a replacement for Cucurella. I feel like that's gotta be Xabi Alonso's big signing for this first season. But also, a message is just coming from Todd Bowley. As you're aware, we're running really tight with financial fair play. We can probably afford to make one more signing, but we're gonna need to clear out the squad for that. Well, guys, I'm not surprised. For this 26-27 season, the club has already brought in Morgan Rogers, Lacroix, Valentin Barco as well, a youngster. Quenda has been signed. At least we will be allowed to make that one more signing, which has to go in that left midfield position to cover for Cucurella's departure. Yep, as you heard, we are going to have to clear out the club. And oh my days, I don't know why Chelsea have this big of a squad. There is absolutely no reason for them to have 5 strikers in the reserves. Xabi Alonso has in fact come out in interviews saying that he really wants to shorten the squad, keep core players that he can focus and develop. Normally, I would get rid of Danny Welbeck, but because he's a new signing, probably have to keep him. Same with Emmanuel Omega. He's got a bit of talent though, and I think he offers something different to João Pedro. Probably a good super sub to have, but that means Liam Delap, Nicholas Jackson, Fofana, Guiu. All of them are going to have to go. Also, look at the centre-back problem. Why do Chelsea have so many options? I'm sorry, players like Trevoh Chalobah, they've already been linked to move away from Chelsea. We're going to have to just make that happen. Players like Disasi as well. And so we're now witnessing one of the craziest club clear-outs ever. It feels like Xabi Alonso is walking out half the Chelsea squad. But yep, guys, the team we now have left, it looks like a proper squad of roughly 26-27 players. And now we can move on to figuring out Xabi Alonso's 3-at-the-back system, sorting out that left midfield position. Right now, we've got Pedro Neto there. I don't think he's the kind of player who can play there, though. My number one option for this was Alejandro Grimaldo, because oh my days, it would have been a like-for-like change for Cucurella, but Grimaldo just moved to Atletico. And it was really hard then for me to find the perfect player to fit into Alonso's system, because that left midfield position is so important. At Leverkusen, it was Grimaldo who was bombing up and down, did so well, and with having Estevao on the other side, Xabi Alonso needs to get this signing right. That's why I'm thinking Lewis Hall from Newcastle. It seems like anyway they're selling pretty much their entire squad. He can defend, he can get forward, he's got a decent amount of pace. He's not going to be like Cucurella from the first season, but I see potential in a signing like this. And alright, it looks like Alonso has settled the deal. 46 million and we're bringing in Lewis Hall to Chelsea. Now with Lewis Hall in that left midfield position, I do feel like we've recreated Xabi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen tactics. The only question is, does it work in the Premier League? And by the way, the only focus Chelsea have this season is the Premier League, because they did not qualify for any European competition last season. And that's why I think the objective for Xabi Alonso is probably going to be to compete for the title. It's going to be hard against an Arsenal team that looks rock solid, Man City who are always competitive, Liverpool also trying to fight back. But I do feel if Xabi Alonso's system can click, just like how his Bayer Leverkusen team dethroned Bayern Munich, Chelsea could do the same to Arsenal and City. Well, I guess we're going to find out now, because it's the Etihad. Chelsea versus Man City season opener. Morgan Rogers first touch, but he's getting pressed. Early signs are not looking good. We're not able to control anything. It's all Man City. I feel like down this right side, we are getting cooked because Esteval, look at him jog back. That is not going to work. As Man City on the charger, Rodri in space. He's still at City. We're trying to block the chances here. Good tackle from Reece James. And finally, Esteval tracks back. But this is where Esteval can show his talent when he's running forward, dribbling, taking on players. This is where he really shines, going for goal, and how close was that? I do feel like having Esteval as a right midfielder that's expected to track back is kind of reducing his ability, because this is a winger that needs to be as close to goal as possible. What can we do, boys? We've got Palmer, Morgan Rogers as well to fit in. Again, down this right side, Esteval jogging, Reece James having to do so much work here. If a goal is going to come for City, it's going to be from this side. As what was our keeper doing? City take the lead as Enzo Maresca celebrates, and Xabi Alonso's Chelsea debut ends in defeat. I mean, I know it was Man City, but I was expecting a better performance. We barely saw anything from Palmer. Morgan Rogers barely touched the ball. And now I'm thinking this 3 at the back system is probably not going to work. I know it's a bit reactionary just because of one game, but what I saw down the right flank with Esteval, teams are going to just exploit that flank constantly. It seems like we've got 2 options. We drop Esteval and play Palestra in that position. Chelsea have probably signed him for this role, but then there's no way to fit in Esteval. He's one of Brazil's biggest wonderkids. Briefly in that game against City, you saw individually what he can do. There's got to be some way Xabi Alonso can make a tactical adjustment to fit Esteval, Palmer, and Rogers and still kind of keep his 3 at the back shape. Okay, after a lot of research, I've thought like Xabi Alonso, and I think I've figured out a system. A 4-2-3-1 to start with. And you might be thinking, 4-2-3-1, come on. That's as basic as things get. Xabi Alonso won't do that. And yes, it's just 4-2-3-1 to start with. If you look at how the team is going to be set up going forwards, with Reece James as a false back and Lewis Hall as an attacking wing back, it kind of resembles a 3 at the back. Reece James, Lacroix, and Levi Colwill are going to be responsible to defend. Lewis Hall will give width on the left side. Esteval will give width on the right side. Rogers and Palmer will have the freedom to do whatever they want in that attacking midfield role. But defensively, this gets Reece James back into his right back role. And I think this might be the way to get the best out of the likes of Esteval. Of course, Xabi Alonso's OG 3 at the back system worked well at Leverkusen because he had Grimaldo and Frimpong on either side. We do not have those kind of players. Instead, we do have wingers like Esteval that need to be close to goal. By the way, a message has just come from Todd Bowley. He's disappointed after Chelsea's defeat on the opening match day. He's willing to give Xabi Alonso time, of course, but if in the first season Chelsea don't get back in a Champions League football, Alonso will be sacked. Not gonna lie, boys, Alonso's under proper pressure to make this new system work, and I'm not sure if it's the right time to have a game at Anfield against Liverpool. Oh, and Lewis Hall, what a ball for João Pedro. He had to score that. We're already seeing Lewis Hall bomb down that left wing. Senor Xabi, I think, might have cooked. Also, our shape is really solid at the back with Reece James occupying that right back spot defensively. But you look at how he gets into the central midfield park as soon as we go on the attack. It's really smart, and it works, as he could have almost sent Esteval through. Oh, and Esteval's made a really good run. Here goes the Brazilian. He's going to square this one, and João Pedro in the box. The 2 Brazilians combine. And we're finally seeing Chelsea's mega signing Morgan Rogers. What he can do now with more freedom. Keeps going. Morgan Rogers, are you mad? At Anfield to score that. A cold celebration. I feel like we might see a cold celebration rivalry between Rogers and Palmer, but for now it's all Rogers, because oh my days, what a strike that was. And looks like the doubters have been proven wrong. Xabi Alonso's system is working. A big 2-0 win against Liverpool. Now, we've made it to the end of the season, and I'm liking the stats I'm seeing. João Pedro, our top scorer, with 23 goals. Morgan Rogers coming in with 16. Palmer had the assists as well as the goals. Enzo contributed massively. I mean, it really does feel like Xabi Alonso's got this system locked in. But the Premier League title still goes to Manchester City, even without Pep Guardiola. 95 points. No one was even close. It's Liverpool in second. Manchester United in third. Oh, but thankfully we finished fourth. That gets us Champions League for next season, and we needed that for Xabi to keep his job and continue this project. But you know what? I'm kind of excited. This first season was about integrating all the new transfers, figuring out the Xabi Alonso system at Chelsea. Next season, we can refine it and probably push for the Premier League. Heading into season 2, and we do have some bad news. Real Madrid have renewed their interest in Enzo Fernandez. And last season, the only reason Enzo didn't go to Madrid, because they stopped chasing him. If they were even remotely interested, Enzo would have packed his bags and he was ready to go. But this season, there was nothing I could do to stop him. At least the offer was good, 130 million from Madrid. But yep, just like that, we've lost a key player in our team. But I still feel, because we've figured out Xabi Alonso's system, it shouldn't be that difficult of a job to find the player with the right profile. And I mean, I've already had my eyes on Adam Wharton. He's a CDM, but don't think of him of like a defensive midfielder. He's much more than that. His passing is his best stat, and I like all the play styles he's got. He would genuinely be insane in our midfield. Him and Caicedo, I really like that partnership. I have a feeling Adam Wharton could play the Granit Xhaka role. That's what Xabi Alonso had at Bayer Leverkusen. And hey, we can't go wrong for 50 million. Welcome to Chelsea, Adam Wharton. Oh, and by the way, guys, I need a bit of your help. Apparently, guys, because I'm irrelevant on Instagram, I don't get any brand deals. But I really want that to change, guys, because I've got kids to feed. Not really, I'm kidding. But yeah, it would be a real help if you guys could just follow my Instagram. We need to get it to like 100k followers. You know what? Maybe if we get there, I'll give away like 10 copies of FC27. How's that? Please help me out, bro. We need to get the brand deals. And I don't know, to incentivize you guys to follow me, I'll start posting some selfies or maybe like day in the life stuff. I don't know. But please just follow my Insta. Okay, now that our midfield is sorted, I'm still not done. I do feel like if we want to compete against that City team that got 95 points, there's 2 more areas where we need to invest in, and that's a world-class centre-back. I think it's good to have one of Levi Colwill or Lacroix, but both of them, the lack of inexperience probably cost us last season. But I am not letting that happen this time around. Jonathan Tah is the player I want to sign. He's already won the Bundesliga with Xabi Alonso. Maybe it's time for him to now win the Premier League with him. We're signing him to Chelsea. And now I feel the only upgrade left is the goalkeeper spot. And I've been seeing quite a few rumors linking Diogo Costa to Chelsea. And wow, he's gone up to an 85 overall, 27 years old. Imagine the growth he can have. And it's a done deal. Chelsea do have a new goalkeeper, Diogo Costa. Not gonna lie, boys, this Chelsea team looks stacked in almost every position. I genuinely feel like we've got a chance to win the Premier League. I mean, it kind of relies on a lot of growth coming from Estevao, Levi Colwill as well, because they're the players that are low rated. But man, there's enough quality. Palmer 89, Caicedo 90, experience with Tar coming in. Do you know what? I feel like if in January we're in touching distance to the Premier League title, we might genuinely have a chance. Alright guys, we're almost in January, right before a massive game against City at the Stamford Bridge. And I'm liking the growth I'm seeing. Estevao up to an 84. Morgan Rogers 88. Look at Adam Wharton. That's why we signed him. Lewis Hall as well is tremendously grown. And Champions League we're in the top 8. That shows that we're able to hang with the big boys. But what about the Premier League? And okay, we are in this title fight. But Liverpool look unbeatable, man. They've literally lost 0 games. But we're still in fighting distance. 5 points off them. 4 points off City. I do feel like we're in a position where we need to beat Man City in our next game. If we do so, I feel like we are going to be in this title race. Now, if you remember, our first game with Chelsea was against City, which we ended up losing. But back then, Xabi Alonso didn't have his tactics spot on. Things are different now. I was not expecting Enzo Maresca's Chelsea to be this good, but they really are. They won the Premier League last season, 95 points, and they're coming forward here. Jonathan Tah is going to have to defend this, and he does brilliantly. I feel like having Jonathan Tah at the back has made a massive difference. Just that experience. Oh, but it's not helping us out here. Diogo Costa coming through. That's why Chelsea needed a big goalkeeper signing. Clever little ball for Morgan Rogers. If we can get this one under control. Here he is now, looking for Cole Palmer. Oh, he can't get past his man. Look at the way we're pressurizing Man City. This was not happening last season, and now it's resulted in a chance here for Palmer. If he can play the ball right for Estevao, he could be through. Estevao, no, heavy dodge. This is very dangerous here. Jonathan Tah is not able to defend that. Rodri missed a sitter. Guys, it's not normal for Rodri to miss that. I feel like that's a sign. Second half, let's go for the win. Caicedo, he's gone through. Caicedo, oh, what a moment. Moises Caicedo, our highest rated player, coming up clutch. It was a tight affair, but Xabi Alonso's Chelsea comes through, and they are right back in this Premier League title race. Okay, now we've cleared Man City with a point above them, but Liverpool, man, they're still unbeaten. And if we don't beat them now, they're gonna run away with the title. The gap is 5 points, but if we get a result here, it'll be down to 2, and anything can happen from there. Now, Liverpool's star player is Florian Wirtz, but I think Xabi Alonso will have prepared on how to deal with him. He, of course, coached him during his successful period at Leverkusen, and there he is on the ball. Florian Wirtz looking to find Isak, and they almost just scored. This Liverpool team is no joke. I can see why they've gone unbeaten. Oh, we just can't get the ball off Isak, and he manages to get that in somehow. Can't lie, that was awful defending from us, and now Liverpool lead. If they win, guys, they're going to be 8 points clear. There's going to be no sort of title race then this season. Pedro looking for Cole Palmer, surely, and Palmer gets the goal. That's his 10th Premier League goal of the season, and probably the most important one, because now it's 1-1. Oh, but Diogo Costa making the save, but how does every rebound fall to Isak? Okay, straight from kickoff, Estevao is pushing Chelsea back here. This is nice. Palmer, again, tough angle, goes for goal, it gets blocked. Lewis Hall, oh, he hits the side netting. Second half, I know this Chelsea team is good enough. We've got to push. This could lead to something. Morgan Rogers with quick feet. Morgan Rogers with the goal. 75 minutes on the clock, 2-2. Oh, and their space is opening up. Palmer, he gets past. Cole Palmer has to. Oh, he's put it wide. Palmer is on his knees. He can't believe it. That might just be where we've lost the Premier League title. It's not over, though, because we still have opportunities. Ciao, Pedro. Morgan Rogers in completely open space. He's through. And Morgan Rogers, he has saved Chelsea. Their big signing for the season. 15th Premier League goal from Morgan. What a win this is for Chelsea. It's not going to get us the Premier League title, but it gets us within 2 points of Liverpool. Their first defeat of this season. We've shown that they're not invincible. The title race is well and truly back on. By the way, we also got to focus on the Champions League because we have finished in the top 8. And I was just looking back at the seasons when Chelsea did win the Champions League. First was in 2012. And that year, by the way, they were horrible in the league. Same in 21. They did not win the Premier League that year. And that basically means Chelsea have never done the double. They've never won the Prem and the Champions League together. I'm kind of hoping we can break that curse. Just tell you what, boys, the team we've built, it is good enough. The tactics we have, it is more than good enough. It starts here in the knockouts, round of 16 against Villarreal. Not gonna lie, boys, we should be destroying Villarreal over 2 legs. And okay, it was a lot closer than I thought. 4-3. Estevao coming up clutch. Still, we've got the advantage for the second leg at home. And we made it a lot harder than it should have been. We do go through to the quarterfinals. Oh, I don't like this draw whatsoever. Chelsea versus Atletico Madrid. This is genuinely gonna be a frustrating affair. We need to get a result in the first leg, because you just know Atletico will just park the bus in Madrid. And okay, 1-1. We still have a good chance to go through. Not gonna lie, I'm so worried about this second leg, because Atletico could easily just park the bus in Madrid, maybe take it to pens, but we've not let that happen. I mean, it was gonna go to pens, but in extra time, Jamie Gittins off the bench, and then Estevao got it done. And look at where we are now, guys. Chelsea versus Barcelona, Champions League semi-finals. Hey, if you know, back in 2012, this was the exact fixture that happened where Chelsea somehow came through. Messi, I think, missed a pen. If something like that happens again, Chelsea are going to be in a Champions League final. Also, the Premier League is super tight, but it's going well because Liverpool have seemed to drop off a little bit. Actually, they do have a game in hand. But after 34 games, we're 2 points clear. The title looks like it's in our grasp. On both fronts, things are going well. But I am really worried to face this Hansi Flick's Barcelona. Plenty of their players have just come back from winning a World Cup. Okay, from this first leg, we get a draw. We'll have a fighting chance in the second leg. That's my plan. Instead, we ended up winning. Morgan Rogers and Estevao coming up clutch. And I'm so glad we figured out a tactical system to get the best out of Estevao, because he's scoring in all these big games. Second leg, and I'm hoping Xabi Alonso just gives an instruction to everyone. Just defend. We don't even need to score. Just gotta hang on for the 90 minutes at the Camp Nou. Well, we actually did way better than that. Ended up scoring a couple of goals. 5-2 on aggregate. Barcelona have bottled it. And Chelsea are in the Champions League final against PSG. I also think this was the Club World Cup final where Chelsea did beat PSG. That's given me confidence. But first, though, it's time to celebrate the Premier League title. 95 points, the same points total that City had last season. We've pulled that off. And Xabi Alonso gets his Premier League title with Chelsea. And honestly, I think it's well-deserved because we did build a tremendous team. Look at the numbers as well. I did not expect Estevao to be the top scorer. 33 goals. goals? Those are Ballon d'Or stats. Morgan Rogers coming through as well. João Pedro didn't score the most goals, but he had a lot of assists playing for the team. Palmer as well, a solid season. And look at Lewis Hall, because of him playing in that attacking wing-back role, he had a lot of goal contributions. And come on now, we get that double. The challenge with Chelsea is complete. Okay, guys, I just saw this. João Pedro is suspended for the final. That is crazy. And remember, in the first season, we sold a lot of the backup strikers Chelsea had, like Liam Delap, as well as Nicholas Jackson. We did have Emega, right? I don't see him in the squad. Oh my days, he dipped to Nottingham Forest and I didn't even realize. To be honest, João Pedro was playing pretty much every single game, so I'm not surprised. But are we seriously gonna have to play Danny Welbeck at the age of 37 in a Champions League final? I don't see anyone else that can play in the striker spot. I still can't believe Danny Welbeck is out here starting a Champions League final. This is nuts. And it's got me feeling that PSG have the advantage in this final. Oh, here he is, Danny Welbeck. He does feel so much slower, bro. Look at his pace. He's not the same Welbeck that used to play for Man United back in the day. Do you know what? The rest of our squad is in brilliant form, so we should be able to at least compete against this PSG team. What a tackle from Caicedo. But Jonathan Tah gets tackled in the end. Endrick now with the chance. Tah with the interception. Here's Estevao, our top goal scorer. Who would have thought he'd have the most goals this season? Here he is, looking for maybe a pass for Danny Welbeck. Header saved by Unai Simon. Maybe Welbeck has still got something to offer. Right now, Morgan Rogers, good delivery. Palmer in the box. Of course, it had to be the coldest player in the world to give us the lead in this Champions League final. And now we don't even need Welbeck to score. We just got to defend. All the pressure's on PSG. We do have Ousmane Dembele, though. Jonathan Tah, brilliant defending that. Welbeck, though, he's linking up nicely and moving the ball forward here. Palmer, again, trying to get the ball. Danny Welbeck, it's brilliant. Welbeck is through. Oh, he couldn't finish. Bro, I'm going to lose my mind if Welbeck somehow manages to score. It's halftime, boys, and we've defended so well against PSG. Okay, why have we left Ousmane Dembele this open and there's no catching him? Levi Colwill is trying everything, but he can't get there. The cutback, and PSG are right back in it. How were we so open defensively? Well, now we're back again in a position where we probably need Danny Welbeck to do something in the box. 80 minutes on the clock as Palmer looks for Estevao, and there is open space here. Estevao is completely through. Is he going to go for goal himself? I think he is, but Unai Simon read that. It's the 90th minute, boys. If we don't get a goal now, this game is going to go into extra time. What a ball from Danny Welbeck. Palmer's through. 90th minute. Oh my days. You cannot write this stuff. Cole Palmer in the 90th. He got snubbed at the World Cup, but he's now about to win Chelsea a Champions League trophy. And you know what I love about this goal? That it was Danny Welbeck who played through that pass. What vision! And then Palmer did the rest. I think that was the last kick of the game. It was indeed. Chelsea have won their third ever Champions League and the Premier League in the same season. If Xabi Alonso can pull this off in real life, he'd probably be regarded as one of Chelsea's greatest ever manager. We'll see if he can do that, but we just pulled it off right now. And if you enjoyed this video, watch me manage Barcelona with all their new transfers. Click here.